but like, who do you lean on to like help you? Like, we haven't played quarterback, so do you lean on like a former quarterback or your coaches to kind of just help you kind of assess things and good and bad?
You saying like as far as on the field
Yeah, both.
stuff?
Like, they help you mentally and physically.
Oh, no.
Y'all made it.
It's not nobody that I'll talk to like as far as another quarterback or anything like that. You know, I do have people reach out to me. I do have quarterback coaches though back at home that reach out to me as well. You know, tell me, hey, like you need to clean this up, clean that up. You know, and everything will be good. So those guys help me as far as that too. So shout out.
Hootie hoo. Caw. Circle back to the nest. We are here today. Welcome, everybody. It's Harmon Hansen. It's Case and Kelly. It's your boys keeping the nest warm and cozy for you, even in the dreariest of days in the Falcon Kingdom. But I'd love to hear how you're doing. How you doing, Case Lodge?
Doing good, man. As usual. Same old, per usual. Yep. Same old with the dirty birds, you know. We know what to expect at this point. But over here, feeling good.
Okay.
Got a new little backdrop here.
I love
progress.
I love that. And just for, you know, the meta of it all, like this is a small project, but it's a project that we're trying to improve on little by little. And who knows where we take this whole thing, this podcast, but we love talking with each other and who knows where this will take us. But just want to give a shout out, Case and Kelly, for all the work that you do in the production area. Much appreciated.
Yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Appreciate you, man.
Heck yeah. So in the nest, you know, we're two therapists, so we want to check in on our feelings. Sometimes it's hard for you know, the humans, even the males of the world, to check in on their feelings. But I'm wondering, as a Falcon fan, what are some of feelings that come to mind for you at this point in the year? A little vibe check, if you will.
Sure. Yeah. I'm gonna say numb.
No.
You know, feeling a little numb. And now I think the Dolphins game was what really set that off. And I'm not sure what it's going to take to peel that away. But you know, it's going to take something drastic because it's the same old stuff. You know, and I still, you know, obviously still love the team and still a fan, of course. And there are still points of interest and things I'm looking for, and you know, little tiny victories in there, of
True.
course. But then at the end of the day, it's like, all right, same old shit, you know?
Yeah. Comfortably numb, feel a little pinprick.
Yeah.
You know? Well, I mean, I think that's understandable. If we've gone through tough times in our life, and we have through as Falcons fans in this context, we've been hurt, we've been stabbed, when we've been sliced, we've been diced, we've been chopped, scattered, smothered, all of it. And if we've been hurt, we try to protect ourselves, and part of that is distancing ourselves from the emotion, disassociating a little bit, and sometimes that can be helpful. You know, I'm not going to get hurt again. I'm not going to care. Maybe if I care less, it hurts less. I get you, my friend. And I think there's a lot of people that they want to throw in the towel, and maybe to remind themselves, hey, some of these feelings don't feel safe to have. So I'm going to, you know, hit the pinprick, you know, and get a little comfortably numb. I'm with you. I'm with you. For myself,
what about you, man?
yeah, thanks for checking in. Bewildered is one. I think that it's strange how my emotions work. I thought I was in a cool, calm acceptance place after Dolphins game, and I found my nerves getting a little heightened in this game against both against the Patriots but definitely in this game against the Colts, because essentially this is our last hope, of any success in the season. We needed this one, and we did not get it. But there were some butterflies of like, wow, maybe, because there were glimpses. And so I'm susceptible to the ups and downs. But I say in the end, just I drained. Does that work?
Oh yeah.
The up and down. We've talked about it's kind of like a really crappy boyfriend that like gets your hopes up. Like, hey baby, like be ready. Put something on nice. I'm gonna pick you up at 9:30 a.m. in the morning. We're gonna go to Germany.
Yeah.
But only to disappoint and take you to Sizzler, but not even the good Sizzler, and expect you to pay at the end. That's kind of where the Falcons are. You feel like you pay the bill for the date that they invited you on. Here we are, the emotional toll it takes. But I think we want to start with the players, right? They're out there. And this is a message. We love you, players. Do we not? We
We
got
do.
love. We got love. That fire.
Even Lord Helmet.
JD Bertrand did have one play. That
He
fourth
did.
down stop was huge.
Yeah.
Very confusing as to why he's still in the lineup and in the league per se, but several head scratchers.
Well, Denny K is a fan because JD Bertrand went to Blessed Trinity, which my dad like basically built. Was one of his first jobs when he started with worked for the church.
Okay.
And so it might have been actually one. It might have been his first big job. But anyway, the Blessed Trinity. So he got to see them start their program and then become this powerhouse, which they are. There's a few
Okay.
players in major leagues and NFL, and JD is one of them. And so I texted him like, "Oh, I didn't know you went to BT." And my dad was like, "Oh yeah," and he said like something like super athlete, and then he said like ripped or something like that. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, all the guys. I didn't respond this way, but like all of the players in the NFL are ripped, Dad.
Yeah.
But,
I would not personally refer to Lord Helmet as a freak athlete.
I think my dad's thinking of him as like Blessed Trinity guy.
So blessed be your dad. He's got some good honest takes. And you know what? JD just went up a little bit in my book if he's got a connection.
Yeah, and that is a connection. I mean, because and there's a lot of coaches that he knows everyone over there and stuff, and so a lot of former Pius coaches that went there when they started, and then had much more success there.
Sure.
Yeah, but I think like they're certainly, and I'm not just saying this because there's a connection, but there's a lot of heart there, and I know that really doesn't matter. I mean, it does, but that it has to also come along with the skill and the the talent at the highest level. But it's something, and you can see it. And yeah, man, he made a big play. It was big.
And credit where credit is due. Like if he doesn't make that play, we're not in the ball game.
Right.
Crucial stop against Jonathan Taylor, right?
Yep.
So kind of a big deal. We didn't stop him often, that's for sure. Do you have
500 and something yards?
Yeah, ridiculous. But if we're gonna recognize the defense, like they were out there on the field the whole game. A lot of 3 and outs from the offense. We'll get to the offense, but I almost feel like the yards are skewed just because they, there was just time on the clock, and they came away with at So four I know there was 2 fourth down stops, an interception, and a fumble recovery. So that's 4 turnovers. You can turn over on downs if we count those. Like that counts for a lot to be able to, get your offense the ball back, to be able to, hey, whatever momentum you had, you march down this field and you might have got 98 yards. I think they probably were on the 5 or something in that first one. So 95 yards, but you come away with 0 points. Like, credit to the defense. They did some amazing things all around. And I think overall, if you're going to take a bright side, a silver lining out of this season so far, it's the surprise and how well the defense is played.
Sure, man, I agree. And yeah, if you look at the numbers, like when I said 500, it was like 500 and more than, I don't know, it was 5 upper fives total offense for the Colts, not Jonathan Taylor. I think he was at like 280
Yeah.
total. But which is terrible. And you would look at that and think, okay, defense sucked. But yeah, you're right, man. Time of possession. I mean, they had the Colts had the ball for more than 40 minutes, and we had like 20 something. So yeah, I mean, it's like, granted, that's more opportunities for the defense to make big plays, but then it's like you're saying, it's like they're just always on the field, and so it's kind of unfair to them. And so like they did what they should do, which is make big plays. I mean, and that's kind of how that defense is built. It's like they don't give up the splash plays just by giving up a few, but for the most part, I mean, they kept us in the game.
Sure. And
yeah.
Yeah, in the last drive that they had in regulation, we held them to a field goal. They get in the end zone there, game's over. So when we needed them, defense was there. And
right.
The rookies, they still seem to do pretty well. Overall, the 4 rookies out there, Watts got burned on that touchdown. Xavier Watts,
Alec Pierce.
Yeah, Pierce in the middle of.
That's people are saying that we're going to try to sign Pierce, right?
Okay, I haven't heard that.
I'm for it.
Yeah, let's do it.
Because Mooney ain't cutting it, man.
No, and let's get into that. The wide receiver room. Let's give Drake his flowers, his props. Hey, Drake, we love you. We respect you. You're giving heart out there. I know that something wasn't right at the beginning of the year, but like, we see you, my dog.
Oh, dude. Yeah, everyone does. I mean, some of his catches last week were like some of the best catches of the season in the NFL.
Yeah.
I mean, he's elite.
He is elite. I don't think there's any doubt in that in these days. And think about if we had a number 2 or even number 3 option. Ray, still a mystery. Well, Ray was our wide receiver 3, and he did.
But that's not. I hear you, man. But we're talking like I think if Mooney was a 3, like that would be like okay, because like take the Colts for example, right? They got Pittman, which would be the you would compare him to Drake, even though Drake's better, but Pittman's solid. And then you got Josh Downs, who is Mooney, but way better than Mooney.
Totally.
And then Pierce, we don't even have anyone like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think that model is like, and that's on the lower end. Like, if we could get, take the Vikings, they got Jordan Addison and Justin Jefferson.
Addison.
I mean,
sick.
Dude, and yeah, so I mean, Ray, shout out Ray, of course, but no, man, he's a special teams guy in my opinion. But
well, my point is, if your room is that bad to where you have KC Washington and Sills out there, then don't cut Ray.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, just the room, the wide receiver room is weak. Darnell Mooney, you're there's talks he might have a collarbone injury and he might just be playing through it. You never know, and our coaching staff doesn't let us know anything. But he is not valuable. He had several drops. He's not getting separation. Mooney is, yeah, he's buns.
He's buns. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
mayo lathered buns.
Maybe when he was like younger, maybe he was like quick enough to make it work.
Last
Or
year,
maybe, yeah, but that was with Kirk, not with Penix. So it's like maybe they can't, like the timing of it doesn't work out, because with Penix it's all about timing. It's about putting it in the spot right when it needs to be there, exactly where it needs to be. You're gonna have to do something athletic. You're gonna have to go out and get it, but it's gonna be, you're gonna get the, a sick catch, but it's, I don't know. It's like, um, I don't know. You remember Taylor Gabriel?
uh-huh.
That like I would rather have someone like that, where it's at least like they're fast as shit, and they're like once every couple games they're wide open for a deep bomb.
Russell Gage.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, Russell Gage had his moment, and he was kind of all over the field back then. But with Mooney, it just something, yeah, something, man. If it comes out he had an injury, that would make sense to me. But he's really had just a horrendous season. I mean, just as bad as it gets.
Yeah, and I there's probably going to be several points that you take away from this season. We're going to get to the coaching staff, but lack of depth. You can in this overconfidence of like, oh, we're good, we're straight. Mooney balled out last year, he'll ball out again. Well, what if he doesn't? You have to plan for these things, and you want to have some people ready to go, even on the practice. Like, we have no talent anywhere to be seen in the wide receiver room after, really after London. Pitts showed some flashes, but was not there when we needed him.
Same old story, man.
Same old story.
It's the same old story, dude. Even when he's like jogging to the huddle, it's like, it's hard to explain without sounding really mean, but there's something about the way he struts, and there's something about the way his body language. It's just like,
you've heard my Jar Jar Binks comp.
Okay. Yeah, I like that. But well, it's like the first time we did a call about doing this show, and we talked about him, and I was just saying, like, I just get the vibe that there's like a part of him that just doesn't even want to be there. And maybe that's just total I'm not reading it right, but I don't know. I get the impression of like there was like that kid who was like super talented, who if he had wanted to, could have played D1 or something, or had the tools, but really would rather have just been like doing, like, playing Madden or smoking weed or whatever. But his dad made him play, and
Yeah.
and he knew he was good. Like, he knew he was good, and he would kind of pick and choose when to try hard and when not to. Just that kind of, I get that vibe from him, man. I don't know. And that's not going to get him a big fat contract. That's for damn sure, man.
No, it's not. I think there's been more effort this year, but it's like almost like he's had to rev it up. But then when he reaches for it, it's just, he's not clutch. We'll just say that. But Kyle Pitts, I've seen your effort this year. We'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that. All right, Kyle. Mr. Pitts.
I think that, unfortunately, we're coming to this spot where, of course, we're going to get to coaching woes, but I think that all the fan base has been just, I mean, it is pretty funny. Falcons fans are such extremists. They're like, fire everyone in the room, fire everyone in the building, evacuate that place, and it's like, that ain't happening. Who, like, fire Zach Robinson? Well, then what? You don't have anyone else with play calling experience. And I don't think that's fair to the players that because there's talent on that team to throw in TJ Yates or somebody like that's not fair to the professionals on that team. So I think you got to stick with Zrob.
No, dude,
Zrob.
no. Fire's Rob. Get me and you in there, dude. All right. And I want to be up in the booth. So this on the field stuff.
You know I'm a field guy, so we could have a little hybrid approach.
And you're gonna have the Waffle House menu.
Totally.
And I don't know, man. I think we could dial some shit up, dude.
I want a 340 slice, diced, chopped,
Capped,
smothered,
covered,
spiced. Well, I think that what I was getting to is that we're at a point right now. We have a pretty. I'm not saying he's a bust, but I think there are real questions at this point. Is Penix?
We're talking Penix. Okay, I thought you were talking about Zach. Oh my god,
Zach Robinson is trash.
Yeah, but I stand by what I said. He was not ready for this job. He might be one day. He needs another 3 to 5 years under the wing of a real OC. He needs to call plays somewhere else or something. Dude, he had never called plays before. He was not ready for it, man. He just was not ready for it. So
I'm not cutting him any slack. This is year 2.
I'm not cutting slack. This is not an excuse to keep him. I'm just saying I guess what I mean is if he turns out down the road, I wouldn't be shocked by it. But who likes him is some writers, and I think it's because I'm pretty sure he was a writer.
PFF.
Right. And they love all those guys.
Yeah.
Right. The writers love writers. It was with Tiny Victories, when as soon as writers heard that Greg was a journalist, they're like, ooh, and I'm not saying that's the only reason they liked it, but instant connection, and it's okay, he's one of us.
Sure. For the listeners out there, Tiny Victories is Kaysen's successful, solid duo band. Y'all were successful. Don't be
modest. It was. Yeah. Well, it's been a minute, man. It's been 10 years.
Check out Mr. Bones out there. It's a track. It'll get you going.
Appreciate it, dude.
Heck yeah. Well, I think that we're going to talk about the coaching staff. There's many gripes to gripe. Many gears being grinded. But Michael Penix at this point, I want to believe, but at this point in time, I'm not seeing enough. I don't think that he's processing things fast enough. I don't think he's reading defenses. I don't think anytime they're blitzing, he's screwed. The good quarterbacks see a blitz and they're like, sweet, then I know exactly where I'm going to go with this. But that's another problem. There's none of those routes in this offense.
Yeah, that's a coaching thing too, man.
At this point, I know there's been coaching, but he missed several throws. But at the same time, Penix is a mystery here because you complain out of this side, but at the same time, he drove down and had the game tying drive right there, right at the end, or game winning actually. If the defense, we'll get to that. If the defense got to stop, but they didn't because special teams.
Yeah, Wait, I want to stay on Penix for one second. We'll go back to special teams, and we shouldn't give special teams too much of our time just because it's
no, they deserve to get.
Come on, guys. Which is a sign that's really a sign of you're not going to catch you're not going to catch a good team just blowing it on. Maybe they have a little streak where they have a few rough games, but that shit's got to be locked down. Take the Dogs, for example, you know,
Okay.
Peyton Woodring, he's going
All
to be
three
playing on
phases, baby.
Sundays, you know,
Yeah.
hasn't missed an extra point, 140 or something like that. But, and the, you know, the punter, Thorson or whatever, great punter. But anyway, I mean, Pinion is actually a good punter, but anyway, no, going back to Penix, okay, all quarterbacks miss throws. It happens, man. You know, I mean, Matty used to throw some that where you're just like, oh, come on, dog. But like, and I agree with everything you're saying. Um, and so, what does that mean? Is he the kind of guy that's going to put a team on his back and Josh Allen, Patrick Mahomes, that shit over the finish line? No.
I think that is what he's good at.
From start to finish, he's going to take
No.
over a game. He can lead a drive. He can do something like that. But I mean, I don't think so, man. I don't think so. But he can operate an offense at a high level, and I think with the right, you know, the right coaching and right play calling. And I know it sounds like everyone says that, and it's kind of an excuse, but dude, it is just so with a quarterback like him, especially he could be a systems guy. And I go back to my Tua comp, and it's not just because he's left-handed, and I think he's actually better than Tua. I think he's stronger and taller and a stronger arm for sure. And so, you know, if yeah, with the right personnel, the right coaching, he can put the ball in spots. You know, with a healthy blindside tackle, you know, back in the game. So
Huge. I just want to like. He's been screwed on his blind side, and we talked about that from the get-go, that was going to be a big deal. And it's fair to say maybe the season was over after the McGarry injury.
it did. It was big, man. It was big,
Huge,
huge.
man.
Hey, Bills, dude. Bills just stinking up the place yesterday, man.
Dolphins looking better. All they needed was to play their get right squad. Falcons.
Well, no, they went out and shat the bed the next week. So, you know,
I
but
know, but they just beat the Bills. But you know, any given parity, you know, whatever you want to like. This is one of those years where outside of a couple teams, it's anybody's championship to grab here. The middle teams, they're all the same.
which is all the more reason why it's kind of like what was the word you use? Befuddling or what bewildering is like, man, like it's like it's designed to be able to at least make the playoffs like sometimes, you know. That's how the whole thing is set up, and it's a beautiful thing. Like, you know, you got the freaking Jags, you know, like
Yeah.
you know,
Sure.
and so you know, you got Mark Brunell just leading them right down the field, dude. But Trevor Lawrence stinks too. But we here it is open for us to win some games, you know, win some big ones, get some upsets, you know, put a few stinkers up there, but then possibly get a wild card spot or something. But we can't get over that hump, you know. And so what was the next? Probably a special teams. Yeah, well, I don't know, man.
We're gonna get into it at this point in time. As far as Penix goes, I want to be. I am a Michael Penix fan. I definitely have not seen enough to be a hater or a full-on, you know, doubter or detractor. I'm not ready to go to bat for him right now. I'm kind of like, yeah, I've seen enough to say there's a good chance that he may be a bust. And it might be one of those things where it never found his place or whatever, but I haven't seen him kind of make the plays that I need him to make for him to kind of be legit.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean, man. If you just think back to Matt Ryan and think back to his first game that he played in and those first few games, I think we played the Lions his first game and like the Bears the next one, or the 2008 or whenever that was, and it was like, oh yeah, it was like, this is it, like this is our guy. And I know we were saying that about Penix after week one, and I want to believe that too. Um, but yeah, I guess I feel you, man. I mean, I don't know. It's tough, man. It's like the Homer side of you wants to make these reasons why it's okay, and this hopium or whatever they call it. And then you kind of compare it to other things, and you're like, oh, compare him to Bo Nix. But Bo Nix has had some stinkers this year too, man. JJ McCarthy looks like ass out there.
That's a moment.
Jaden Daniels has had a pretty doo-doo season and been injured a lot, but still it's not, Drake May is just out there just shredding face, but
And Williams is looking like a number one
no,
this year.
I don't know, man. I wouldn't say so. I watched the whole game yesterday and followed pretty closely, and Caleb is, talk about bewildering, man. Like he makes these plays that are just like, or he makes these throws that are just like, holy shit, like laser darts on the run. But they're like a few feet off. And then he can't make the obvious plays that are like the meat and potatoes of an offense, like the Jared Goff plays,
Yeah.
just the standard stuff, the Amon Ra or whatever. And so Caleb, man, I don't know how stoked I would be if I was a Bears fan, honestly.
They're pretty stoked. They got a winning record and
They do, yeah, and a good coach.
a good coach. So, and shout out to Bears fans. They're good fans. They are.
I know they are. I don't know. They're easy to make fun of.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm gonna go out there. I like everybody in the NFC North. I think all of those teams are cool.
I'll definitely agree on. Okay, so I don't know, for whatever reason. I think it's just because some people I knew growing up and stuff, but and just some of the decisions the Bears have made, it have just been like, oh my god, guys. But no, they're great fans. So are Cubs fans, obviously. So are Bulls fans. But Packers fans, absolutely. And the way that they do it up there, I want to go to a game up there. And then Vikings too. I like the Vikings. And then Lions, obviously.
Obviously.
But,
yeah,
I agree.
Well, I think that there is a little bit of it's hard to judge Michael Penix in this offense when there's so many questions. He hasn't really been. I don't see anybody talking to him. I've seen it, but like he's not getting supported by his teammates a ton over there. I don't know if you saw the interview after the game. He was like teary-eyed. It just, and who knows? I'm not saying he can't turn it around. I'm not even saying that he's over the tipping point. I just, at this point, I'm like, I'm not sure.
Eerie-eyed? What was that?
He was emotional. Talking about he needs to play better. I mean, I think it's getting to these Falcons players. And I mean, yes, they're millionaires. Yes, they have it good. No one should be feeling sorry for them. But that game takes a lot of passion. And every time that they go out there, they're putting their bodies on the line and their pride on the line. And I think it gets tiring. They're hearing the chatter. They're having their ups and downs. It's not like the Saints knew into this season, we're going to be trash. We're just going to collect a check, do our best. It's all good. The Falcons thought they were going to the playoffs, and they thought they were going to the playoffs last year. At this point, Drake London hasn't had a winning season. None of these guys have.
Yep.
Not even playoffs, a winning season.
Well, Jake has.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
Lindstrom, I guess, right? But yeah.
So I think that they're depleted. And Drake London plays with so much passion. And that's why I'm like, man, we're gonna lose these guys. Maybe not. Maybe I think that you gotta sign London and Bijan with all the effort that you can. You don't let those guys walk away. But at this point, I am a certified Heem hater. Sign me up. You know,
He sucks.
he sucks. I mean, if you're a head coach that clearly, and this is a take that I thought I had, like, there are many people on the internet that talk about, like, what does the guy do? He never talks in his headset. I saw him talking a little bit more this past game, but anyways, he's not calling the plays. Doesn't seem like he has his hands in like the nuts and bolts of the offense or the defense or the special teams. Or if you do, then I bet he's not telling anybody about it. If anybody needs to be fired, it's Marquise. I forget his last name. I think it's Marquise Williams, special teams coach. Horrible. And that really cost us the game. We were up by 5, or we were up by 3, and could have stopped them, and they started
From the 50.
on the 50.
And we had like a 10-yard punt somewhere in there.
And
we pinned them back a couple times, though.
There were a couple of key moments where I know that a good coach would be inserting himself like, this thing is important. I want to make sure that every player knows that this thing is important. He doesn't do that.
I know, man. And, this is the way that you communicate this message. The way I do is more so like behind the scenes, like when I say the stuff about the specialists and analysts and everything, and that if giving the coach a chance to handle it, and if he doesn't, then coming from above him saying like, hey, coach, this is a person that but like it's the same concept. It's like it's a message to the team, and that message does absolutely have to come from him. 100% agree. It's a message to the team. Exactly what you're saying. This is it's so important that we're gonna make it this big of a deal, and it's a non-negotiable, and so it can't happen. The timeouts to halftime and the timeouts in the pocket. It's every single game.
Every single game.
It's like, how has this not the intentional grounding stuff? It's like, how many times is this going to happen? How has he not learned what to do? And then play clock stuff as well, getting to the line and getting going. I mean, special team stuff. Yeah, man.
Two moments I saw. So that last kickoff, we have a chance to put the game away if we go down there, make a stop, at least, hold them up. And so you got to be in that huddle before that special teams comes out, and you got to be like, hey, I want this to happen. I want to make sure we're doing this. This is a big play right here. And he's nowhere to be found.
Right.
And what does Raheem do? And this is one of those things that's really frustrating, is that I don't even think that he is honoring the position of an NFL head coach, regardless of whether it's the NFL coach of my favorite team on this earth. It doesn't seem like he cares. It doesn't seem like he knows that the important parts are important. Like, because there's no emphasis on it. Now, if you go over there and chew everybody out or get in their face and say, hey, we can't let this happen, and then it happens, okay. But at least you know that you made sure to make it emphasize the importance of it. That's part of your job as a coach. The other play, 3rd and 21. The thing that has killed us each week is containment of the quarterback. There has to be a spy. There has to be. On that play right there, if I'm Raheem Morris, I'm saying, hey, we can't let this happen. We can't let him scramble out of contain and run for 18 yards. Guess what happens? That part right there blows my mind. And it lost us the game. 3rd and 21, you should not convert that.
Yep. Talking about converting third downs, man. I mean, if there's a story of the season, it's our third down conversion stuff. Because it's like, both ways too. Us converting third downs, and then I know the Patriots struggle with it, but the Colts did. Sorry. Well, we didn't even convert a third down yesterday.
No.
Yeah.
And I think that some of our best plays this year have happened on 4th down, and we take it for granted. It's like we kind of got lucky in those moments. I mean, good for Penix and London and all these people that show up big on 4th downs, but like that's not what you want to have all of your success hinged on.
Nah.
And it just goes back to Raheem. So if you're not emphasizing the most important plays, if you're not saying anything in your mouthpiece, and if the 2 biggest decisions that you made coming into were, I got an offensive coordinator and I've got a defensive coordinator, 2 straight duds, dead in the water, 2 lemons. Jimmy Lake was one of the worst hires of all time.
Yep.
So Raheem Morris is probably going to go down as the worst Falcons coach of all time.
That's a pretty gnarly list, man.
They've all had ups and downs. I'll take.
Petrino. Yeah, Petrino.
Hey man, he's in that league.
That was like, it doesn't get any worse than that.
I mean, I just don't know what Raheem does, and I'm sure that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, but I have no evidence to back him up, and I have no evidence that we are coached by intelligent people. I just don't. I think that we win because of our talent.
Yep.
Well,
we don't really win.
We compete.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, I mean, at this point, if I have any of that real frustration, I feel like we got duped. We got sold a timeshare. Publishers Clearinghouse, like Raheem sold us a lie. I don't believe him. I don't trust him. I'm not a fan. And I was a fan, and I was duped. Maybe I don't know ball. I was excited. I was fooled again by my love of this team. The hopium.
I saw someone saying that that they're thinking about keeping them next year, but who knows what that. I mean, what's the point of keeping him now? What is the point? Why are we not firing him?
Yeah. I think he gets fired before the season. If he loses to the Jets and Saints.
Yeah. Well, then let's hope honestly, then let's hope we lose.
Yeah. I mean,
no, I don't actually.
And I would fire. Well, it sucks now that we can't even tank because we don't have a first round draft pick. How sad is that? We can't even benefit from sucking. That's some real Falcons stuff right there.
Yeah.
We can't even get excited about the tank. They already took that away from us. That's some
real... Yeah. we're the team that, it's like the Rams are like, hey, like let's get a first rounder for these guys.
Yeah. What was the boardroom after, McVay and co come out of that, whoever their GM is, they're like, guess what? We swapped picks. With who? With who? The Falcons. And it's like, everybody looks around, smiles. They're like, I got an inkling. They're gonna suck.
Yeah, man. Dude,
Oh,
you know, here's some fan fiction here, but how sick would it be if like McVay got another ring in Los Angeles and did like 15 years there? That's a long, long time to be a coach somewhere. And then went to broadcasting for a couple years, and then came, and then Blank's dumbass son. Sorry, but he's got, I don't know anything about him, but I guarantee he's a dumbass. Um, uh, makes a smart move and does the Broncos Sean Payton thing. It's like, all right, bro, come back to your hometown, and you can have like, this will be your team. Where Rich McKay is gone, and we've taken his name off of everything that exists in Falcons. Everything, we're going to pretend like he never happened, and so whatever you want, it's yours. Here's the budget. Here's the paycheck. Make it happen, man. That would be so sick, dude.
that would be sick. So for those that aren't in the know, I mean, I'm sure you could do a quick Wikipedia, but tell the listeners about Sean McVay, coach of the Rams, um, high school football career.
Oh yeah, they talk about it all the time on the broadcast and stuff. But like, because he was Georgia Player of the Year, and the runner-up was Calvin Johnson.
Oh, nice. Runner up,
Um,
Hall of Famer.
yeah, and well, his nickname was McVick because it was like right when Vic was on the Falcons and blowing up and stuff. But yeah, he went to Marist and played against Boots, my brother, and Boots they beat him that year, and then it was McVay's only loss, and they won the state and everything. McVay did, and he won Player of the Year, but the only loss that year was to Boots and the Golden Lions.
Shout out to Pius. Shout out.
Right, shout out Pies.
But that's really cool. Shout out to taking down McVay for one time. But no, I mean, that's kind of the sad part is like how many like great footballers, football lifers, football minds have connections to Atlanta. A ton.
Same with basketball too, man. Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and same with the Hawks. It's like, why can't we? Oh, it's like a lot of these guys live here
Yeah.
and,
I
and
mean,
they
why?
play for Denver, but they live here. Like,
Sure. And how are you going to tell me you had Anthony Edwards on your basketball team, but yeah, you didn't do. I don't know. The curse is real. Thank God, thank the Lord Almighty for Kirby Smart to give us and the Braves, but like the Dogs' resurgence, man. It allows us to come in the nest and still perch ourselves at a distance to not be prey to those ground critters. Oh
yeah.
man. But I we can talk about the players. I think that the defense is exciting to watch. There's still moments where you're like, wow, Drake London, you're amazing. Wow. And Bijan Robinson, I don't know how he didn't get more touches, but we have amazing talent on this team. But I think at this point it is clear this coaching staff is not it. We have no hopes of getting to the playoffs, and we don't have a first round draft pick. So we're gonna have to work hard to find enjoyment out of the season, and we're really just kind of what everybody's wondering is what's next.
Man,
And
I
there's
don't know, man.
Kubiak.
Kubiak as head coach.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's gonna get hired as a head coach. Yeah. I don't know, man. I mean, I like what he's doing. Um, yeah, I have no idea, man. Um, I think I wouldn't hate giving Ulbrich a shot and then getting an OC who's a real OC. But yeah, I don't know, man. I have to think about it. We're not going to make a smart move, though. We never do.
Kubiak would be a smart move. I also
Yeah, I
think
mean, I would be happy with it.
I also think that is it McDaniel for
Yeah.
Miami? I mean, he calls, I keep on messing up the McDaniel, but he's amazing at play calling, very creative, has juice, has sauce in the just throwing people off a little bit. Maybe the whole like one step ahead. I've always been impressed with what I've seen. You know, you see those highlights. I don't watch a ton, but like, whoa, that is an interesting play design.
Oh yeah, man.
Dude,
Yeah, well,
what
him and Jeff were on the staff, the 2015, 2016.
exactly?
Thomas Dimitrov's pièce de résistance, or was that what it is? Pièce de résistance. Yeah, which we almost made it, man. But you know, I don't know. I feel like maybe after that, after assembling all those good coaches, maybe I don't know what happened, man. I don't know how you go from that to not being able to get any good coach.
Yeah.
But yeah, both of them were on that staff. So what if Jeff took over as head coach and then Mike McD was the OC? Because I mean, this is real fan fiction too. Because I always wonder, man. We got to wrap here soon, but I always wonder how many of these guys turn down the Falcons' job. How many of these guys are like, yeah, no, I'm not.
Because a lot of that
Not
stuff isn't released, you know, and it's
oh
like
yeah,
they
no.
interviewed, okay, and then they make the decision, and a lot of people will be like, "Oh, well, we should have had, you know, Mike Vrabel," and it's like,
What
who's
if
to
Vrabel
say?
is like, nah?
Yeah, nah. And I think at this point, a lot of people are like, I don't want to touch it. It's like I don't even know what's going over there. The only thing we have going for us is that I still think our roster is tempting for someone to say, I think I can make that work, especially the offense. You say, okay, you give me Bijan, you give me London, you give me Penix, and you give me a solid offensive line. I let me get a shot at that. But I
But
think,
here's what we look forward to then. All right. We look forward to the offense showing us something that can at least bring someone in, right? I think I would hope that they would have watched it and been like, okay, I can work with this. But yeah, who knows, man? I mean, they might like meet Fontenot, and I mean, Rich McKay might be the reason that I don't know. I would meet Rich McKay and be like, I don't want anything to do with this guy, you know. Um, but I don't, you know. But so yeah, that's what we could look forward to, you know, is the offense being enticing for a real coach, the real offensive coordinator to come in here.
yeah, that's, I think that's maybe our only hope at this point. But I don't blame people for, you know, not getting within 10 yards of that blank office. But at this point, I'm hopeful that the offense gets some rhythm. We got to figure out a way to keep some pressure. Like we got to give him more time. That we're not going to see anything if we don't pick up blitzes. And I hope the defense continues to gel. They seem like they play for each other. They seem like they have a lot of camaraderie. I'm excited about what the defense can bring, especially when we don't have, sacks of Mills tied up into Kirko Cuz. That's
Embarrassing.
embarrassing. Yeah. When it comes to all this, and then you add how much, because the people in that locker room, they're like, I'm working my ass off. And that guy over there, you could get 5 more, 6 more of us for just that old guy that isn't cool, that it isn't good for the locker room. It isn't good for the vibe. They should have cut him. Should have cut him.
Yeah, we suck.
We do.
We don't do the right moves.
We don't do the right moves. But there is no but. That is true. At this point in time, there's no defending the Falcons. We can perhaps defend our right to stick by them, which I do. I still get excited at the chance that we win. I think it's going to change after this week, because now there's no hope for the season. But once again, we come to the nest. We're going to see this thing through.
We can get back in the saddle.
We get back in the saddle. And, we love ball. We love our city. We love the camaraderie. Hey, man, if you are watching the Falcons week in, week out, I feel for you. Because you are me, and we all feel for each other. But we're gonna get through this season. What did we say at the beginning? It's gonna be a Falcons season, and my friend, it is most definitely a Falcons season.
Sure is.
Well, I still appreciate this. Who knows what will come out of it? I think it's been good to always just feel like we're on the same page, and it seems like we are.
Heck yeah, dude.
Heck yeah, man. Well, Yar Matars.
Yar Matar.
Swoop around, stay good to yourselves and all those around you. Appreciate you. We'll catch you back in the nest before you know it.